Not questions Mr. Pig his intentions for asking him to accompany them. Mr. Pig points out his skills as a swordsman and a Yema hunter, stating that if Jess wants to reach the capital safely, she will need Nod. Ceres is also shocked by all this, asserting that this is not what they agreed upon last night. Hearing all this, Jess reassures them that she doesn't need Nod's protection as Mr. Pig is accompanying her. Mr. Pig, however, is not too sure about that. Even though they managed to elude a hunter back and kill Tiri, that was just a fluke since that guy was injured. He then encourages Ceres to reveal her intentions and confesses her love to Nod, asserting that she doesn't want him to leave. Mr. Pig also reassures Ceres that they'll send Nod back after reaching the capital, so he can accompany Ceres as her Shabiron. He then inquires Jess for her opinion regarding this matter, and even though she hesitates a bit, she decides to go with Mr. Pig's decision in the end. Now, they only need Nod's approval, and for that purpose, Mr. Pig keeps pestering him, reminding him of his past and that something similar can happen to Jess as well. This infuriates Nod, and after thorough consideration, he agrees upon Mr. Pig's plan to accompany them until they reach the capital. Before leaving, Nod pats Ceres and reassures her that he will return after escorting them. Ceres also bids them farewell, and with this, the three of them leave for the capital. On their way, Nod's wolf keeps pestering Jess, attempting to get under her skirt, which annoys her and she complains about it. Mr. Pig also notices this and smashes the wolf away. The wolf then starts annoying Mr. Pig, getting on his nerves, but Nod interferes just in time and forbids him. Mr. Pig then questions Nod regarding the duration of their journey. Hearing this, Nod mocks him for not even knowing this and informs them about their entire journey. He explains that they will stay the night at Munir's, and following that, they will reach the Impaling Stones where they will camp. He further elaborates that upon reaching the Needle Forest, they'd have to practice extreme caution as hordes of Yema are waiting there. During their journey to Munir's, Jess notices a flower garden and starts looking for something. Mr. Pig wonders what she is looking for and questions her regarding this. She reveals that she is forging an eternal butterfly, asserting that it brings one eternal bliss. Nod, however, forbids her, claiming that such legends are often blatant lies and that he knows someone who'd caught one, but is not happy at all. With this, they continue their journey through the Oil Valley as Jess elaborates the valley's history regarding the Battle of Mages. Hearing this, Mr. Pig further questions her regarding this incident, contemplating where the remaining mages are. He even wonders why humans would kill their own kind, as Nod explains that humans always seek power and kill anyone whoever they deem a threat. After a long journey, they finally reach Munir's, with Jess commenting that it is even bigger than Kiltiri. Upon entering the city, Mr. Pig suggests that they hire a carriage for the journey ahead, but Nod mocks him once again. He explains that Yemas are not allowed on public transport and can be punished severely if they break it. Mr. Pig then inquires if there are some other laws regarding Yemas about which he is ignorant. Nod ignores his question as Jess proceeds to explain that beside this transportation law, there is one other specific law that forbids sexual intimation with Yemas. Hearing this, Mr. Pig questions the same regarding male Yemas. Nod has to break his silence as he mocks Mr. Pig once again for being so damn ignorant, as he asserts that male Yethmans don't even exist. This makes Mr. Pig wonders how Yemas reproduces. He then questions Nod's actions last night if they were against the law. This infuriates Nod as he explains that he is a hunter and they don't have to abide by these laws, and that they respect Yema's rights. He further explains his actions last night as he believes that Mr. Pig overheard him, stating that he didn't shed a single tear. Mr. Pig clears the misunderstanding and apologizes for being a jerk. Nod then points towards the inn and urges them to leave without him. Upon reaching the inn, Mr. Pig apologizes to Jess as well. Jess believes that Nod is still stuck on that incident and cannot move on. Mr. Pig also understands that Nod's actions are driven purely by hatred and regret. He doesn't want to forget his past, and that's what's stopping him from moving forward. Despite all this, his job is to keep Jess safe until she reaches the capital, and he will utilize every means possible for this. Suddenly, Jess expresses her gratitude for caring so much about her, but Mr. Pig doesn't like this. He instructs her to stop reading his mind without permission, or else he will peek through her skirt. Jess doesn't mind this and grants him permission. In the meantime, Nod is sitting alone as he reminisces about that time when Ez asked him to become her Shabiron. He gets frustrated with himself and returns back to the inn when they have dinner together. Mr. Pig inquires the reason for displaying Yema collars and what they imply. Jess explains that these collars imply that this place belongs to Yema protectors. Mr. Pig still cannot comprehend this, asserting that anyone can mimic these collars to trick Yemas, but Jess explains that these collars usually disappear unless touched by someone who loves Yema. And if someone who desires to kill Yema approaches, these collars turn black and disappear. Mr. Pig further argues that they can be fake collars, but not explains that Yema can easily distinguish these collars from fake ones, with Jess validating it. She further reveals that Yemas can see faint light and hear a pleasant sound from these collars, which distinguishes them from fake ones. This ignorant pig keeps asking them further questions. He then asks how Yemas get their collars. Not mocks him once again, asserting that Yemas are trained as maids in the capital until the age of 8, and following that, they are sold off to families with authority and money. Yemas then serve as maids in these households until the age of 16, and that is the age when they set out for the capital. Their memories before the age of 8 are erased, and no one knows how they got these collars, how they are trained, and who their parents are. Hearing all this, Mr. Pig realizes that all of this sounds wrong. Jess reassures him that a maid's life is not that miserable. Despite being a maid, she enjoyed her life, had good food, and even studied. In the meantime, Nod finishes his food and instructs them to rest as they have to continue their journey. At night, when Nod falls asleep, Jess asks Mr. Pig if they have a conversation, to which he agrees. Upon sitting beside her, he inquires what she wants to talk about, but Jess doesn't have anything particular and shifts the conversation to Mr. Pig. Even Mr. Pig has nothing to talk about, and Jess takes the initiative. She apologizes again for last night, as even though she shares her fate with her, she let another man into her room. Hearing this, Mr. Pig interferes with the conversation, asserting that he doesn't want her to exhibit such loyalty, and as long as she is happy, he doesn't care what she does with other people. He further asserts that such obligations are a burden, and he doesn't want her to think about these things. Hearing all this, Jess apologizes for all this, and Mr. Pig also apologizes for being too harsh on her. He also explains that their relationship is not something serious. Even though they share their fate, their relationship is somewhat frank, exemplifying a relation of brother and sister. He explains that she is like a sister to him, and it's natural for him to help her out. Jess also appreciates her thinking, and they decide to sleep. Suddenly, Jess hears a Yema calling out to her, pleading to save her. I wonder who this Yema is and why she is calling out to Jess alone. Make sure to like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on anything.